This West Indies team, though, when we looked at it, there was that one factor in the middle, wasn't there? Andre Russell. Guess what Andre Russell is doing these days? What's the team he's playing for? One of the Edmonton, Vancouver, Winnipeg, Vancouver Knights, one of these. What's interesting as well, Zach, because nobody understands rehab better than Zach. He's had a share of rehab over the years. They've said that that is part of his rehab. He will not bowl in the Canadian League. He will only bat. Is there such a big difference in intensity that he could not have played that same role for the West Indies in a T20 international? Because as the Cricket West Indies chief executive says, there's a massive difference between playing domestic and international. That is part of his rehab to play as a batsman there.
Well, if he's not available to bowl, then yes, it's possible to take that kind of approach. You know, so he's fit to bat, but he's not fit to bowl as yet, and that is the call which West Indies board possibly
so could they have done that
would have
for
taken.
West Indies themselves in the T20 international.
Yes, but that's the call board had to make, isn't it? So basically, you want Andre Russell, the batsman, to take part in competition, or you want both his disciplines to be part of the match, and that's something must have been the discussion. In terms of intensity, yes, the intensity does change quite a lot, you know, when you're playing an international game as compared to a franchise cricket match. But if you are just talking about one discipline, then that is something, you know, which can have happened, you know. So basically, if he's not able to bowl and just batting there, just about 70-80% in the fielding, and actually I was watching one of those games where he was struggling to bend and he actually misfielded. Now that happens when you are playing for your country. It's a completely different ball game. As franchise cricket, you know, you can afford to say, okay, you field in a certain position where the ball is not going to come to you, or we are okay with you misfielding few or letting go few, but you can cover it up with batting. So that's something which is completely management call, knowing exactly what is on offer. So you can't really blame anyone in this particular situation for sure.
I did not even look at Joy. All this time I was looking only at Zach, because of course
I'm saying that
there is a
there is a considerable difference between playing for T20 cricket and West Indies, Vancouver Knights, and that difference is about $20,000, $25,000 per match. That's the difference that I think Andre Russell will be looking at this point in time. Let's face it.
Well, the last game, remember, after he pulled out of the West Indies team, he then went and played for Vancouver Knights an hour later and got 0-1, got out first ball. So that was an expensive duck.
That was a really expensive thing. Look, I just don't believe Zach is being very nice to a fellow player at this point in time, but you cannot be afford to be playing a cricket match when you're not fit enough to play for the West Indies. And let's face it, just as a batsman, he's good enough to play for the West Indies at any point in time. And it's not as if West Indies is so good today that they don't need him. So, it bothers me. It is the situation West Indian cricket now, that if you're Johnny Graves and you're there in that situation, he's trying to make the best of a bad situation. But the fact of the matter is, Andre Russell should be here. He should be, if not anything else, he should be rehabbing with the West Indian physio. I mean, what is he doing out there playing festival matches if he's 70% fit? Anyway, sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bhattacharya, who loves T20 cricket, has just called the inaugural second year Canadian T20 League a festival game.
At this point in time, it is a festival game, because I've seen a bit of it. Maybe
they're playing on
hopefully at one day they will become a match.
They're playing on very sandy outfields. I saw that smallish ground. It's a suburb of Toronto called Brampton. So they're playing over there, but they're playing there. It's a means of getting more and more people, at least in Canada, to come and start playing. Hopefully, we'll get more players from Canada coming in.